Is it possible for you as a salesperson to ask questions and tell stories in a way that engages the buyer and causes problems for your competition? This is an important question. I'm Scott Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Today, just so you know, we're talking about, can you sell against a bear trap? So let's say that you're out in the field and like somebody watched my videos and they're like, all right, yeah, I am going to implement what Scott did, and you are up against that guy or you're up against that girl. And so the question is, can I sell against a bear trap? And the answer is yes and maybe. So it depends upon how hard you're willing to work. It depends upon how much effort you put into your presentation. It depends upon the kind of questions you ask. And this is true for any type of sales process. And so good sales bear traps create contempt, disgust, or distrust. Okay? And so like it may not happen immediately. It may not be something like the buyer's talking to you and they're like, gosh darn it, I am so glad you shared that with me. I have contempt for that company now. Or gosh darn it, I'm so glad you shared that with me. I am disgusted by that type of thing. Or gosh darn it, I'm scared. I'm so happy you shared that with me. I distrust anybody who does that. Okay, you might get some similar reaction, but that's not normally the way that it goes down. And since I haven't really taught this anywhere, and I mean, I've got a podcast episode 152 of the How to Sell show. I mean, I did explain what a bear trap is and how you use it, but I didn't go into the depth that I did on these videos and in this series. So in order for your sales process to work anyway, you really do need to have strong trust, proof elements, testimonials, referrals, and strategies and stories. If you have those, these are all things that you could use to sell against a bear trap. You're up against somebody like me, you're going to need some proof. You're going to need some capabilities. But even then, just know that I could set a bear trap on what I know somebody is going to use out in the field as their testimony or proof, right? Because I know of people in the industry that I'm in and the services that I do that flat out make up testimonials that they're not even true. They're not even real. They're written on paper, but they're not true. But they're out there using them, right? So like in my mind, an easy way to fix that is a video testimonial, because it's really hard to fake like, hey, I'm Bob Smith and I really love that Scott Bell guy. That's hard to fake because, you know, especially for high level people, they're not going to do that. They're not going to fake it. And even with deep fake videos, it would make it very difficult. And then like if somebody did that to me and they put up a fake video of me, I would send them a cease and desist and a takedown. Okay. So can you sell against a bear trap? Absolutely. Is it going to be difficult? It depends upon your skill levels, your talents, your capabilities, and what you have in your war chest. What I consider a war chest: proof elements, testimonials, referrals, stories, things that you can prove that you've done to explain away a bear trap of somebody using against you. And so the way that you do this is you got to know what's being said against you. You got to know what the person's going to say. So like whatever your weakness is, just plan on somebody talking about your weakness. So like if somebody came to me and said, hey Scott, we're really concerned about what was talked about your process, about what you do. And I go, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to turn curiosity into my benefit. I'm going to say, explain to me what your fears are. You know, share with me what's going on in your mind. Like if there was only one or two things holding you back, what would they be? Like it's time for you to dig in and treat it like an objection. Scott, you know, you do some unorthodox stuff. You use psychology in the sales process. You know, we want to use old school sales. I'm like, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to go down that path? Because there's plenty of people who will teach it. There's plenty of people who will get you there, and it'll work for a little bit of time, and then you're going to burn some people out, including your clients. You're going to end up with bad reviews. Do you really want that? No. Okay, so like you can roll down this path and you can explain away a bear trap used against you, but you're going to have to ask exactly what was said if you don't know. If you know what's being said, it makes it a lot easier. It takes work and patience. So like time speeds up towards the end of a sales process because salespeople get bored, salespeople lose patience, they feel like they need to ask for money. The buyer gets antsy in the pantsy, and like they're like, I don't know if I necessarily want to make a purchase. And so like the worlds collide. Your pressure goes against their pressure. If it's too much, like it creates too many problems in your sales process. Okay. Not always. Can you close a deal? Absolutely. Okay. So like sometimes I say stuff, and if you take me figuratively and literally 100% of the time, then you're like, probably not going to work for you. So it's going to take time, effort, and patience. You're going to have to be curious. You're going to have to ask some questions, and you're going to have to, you know, show some proof elements if you got them. So like, here's the thing. If you're up against a bear trap that somebody has given against you, you can't react. It's got to be skepticism. Like, come on, are you kidding me? Really? That's the thing that they're running. That's what they're going to lead with. That's the thing that they're going to, okay, that one, no problem. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's go down this path. This is how I might deal with it. Might not be your way, but like, this is something you might not have ever have to deal with before. You may have had people talk trash about your company. They may have talked trash about you. So it's kind of that feeling, but you're going to have to take some time. You're going to have to slow things down, figure it out, and explain away what the problem is. And so like you're going to portray skepticism. Like, really? that's the thing. That's the thing that they told you about. That's the thing that they want to go down this path on. Okay, I get it. Would you like me to share with you how we fix that? Would you like me to share with you what we can do to solve that? And the person's going to say, yeah, I would. Because remember, telling isn't selling. You got to ask good questions. And then you need to be able to explain their reason why. So you can, like, this is reason why inception, just so you know. They can give a reason why, like it's all the way up here, but your reason why needs to be stronger. Okay? So they may have had a really good frame control. They may have had a really good story about what was going down, but your story, it's got to be better and it's got to be true. Don't make stuff up. I say that a lot because like sometimes people will hear stuff on the YouTube or on the Instagram or on social media and they're like, I'm going to go try that. And then in order to try it, they have to make stuff up to make it work. Please, like there's no need. Your competition sucks for the most part. You don't have to make up anything about them. Let their proof concepts sit on their own and let them deal with that problem. Okay. So just remember, your frame needs to be stronger. You need to have the capability of telling a better story. So, you know, sometimes I'm curious. Client says, hey, I talked to 3 different trainers. I talked to 3 different vendors. You know, we wanted to have somebody come out. I'm curious, what was that process like? Like sometimes after you make a sell, it's your job to gather intel. It's your job to figure out what that person had to deal with. And if you're smart, you take notes. And if you take notes enough, you're going to see trends, you're going to see commonalities, and you're going to be able to go, I got this. I know the reason why they're doing that. And so it's your job to disseminate that information. So let's say that somebody comes up against you, they're put that bear trap on you. You better have a stronger reason why, a better capability of explaining what's going on, and it's got to make really good sense. So there you go. Can you sell against a bear trap in sales? Absolutely you can. But it's going to take time, energy, effort on your part. It's going to take some thought. And if like this is the first time you've ever heard of this, you may have been like snapped into a bear trap and like, what in the world just happened? Now you know. A bear trap is supposed to make it infinitely more difficult for the competition to sell against you. There you go. You got like one of 3 things to do from here. You can like the video. That's one. You can subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Come on, subscribe. And you can leave a comment. Like, hey, Scott, really enjoyed the video. It was fantastic. Love the reason why logic. There you go. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by.